Hello everyone and welcome to Flickering Myth TV. My name is EJ Marino and today we are talking about 10 controversial movies and the drama around them. What makes a movie controversial? Is it the buzz around the film or what actually happens during its runtime? For this list, I've looked at some of the most infamous movies ever and tried to figure out what is the root of the conversation. Don't expect anything like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre or the Human Centipede here. The films featured here are all backed by serious controversy. The Birth of a Nation. Extreme racism. Known for being one of the first major feature films released in the United States, The Birth of a Nation is as problematic can get. From blackface to depicting the Ku Klux Klan as a group of heroes, D.W. Griffith's film was met with serious backlash the moment it was released. The director even made a follow-up film named Intolerance where he addressed the controversies, but he made it clear that he was not apologizing to anyone who was offended. With all the drama surrounding this film and how it depicted the black community, especially for 1915, it still led the film to impressive box office numbers estimated at grossing somewhere between $50 and $100 million. Triumph of the Will. Nazi propaganda. The career for filmmaker and Nazi sympathizer Leni Riefenstahl never recovered after making her film Triumph of the Will. No one could deny the power of her film, especially when some claim that this was one of the most effective propaganda films ever made. But when you place yourself in alignment with one of the most disgusting human beings, it's a surefire way to make most people angry at you. Though Riefenstahl used filmmaking techniques that would popularize Therefore After, there was no amount of great cinematography that could save this film from being one of the most controversial of all time. Song of the South. Disney's depiction of slavery in the Jim Crow South. Song of the South is one of Disney's few truly controversial films. Yes, they've made movies with some outdated views and insensitive characters, but none on the scale of this 1946 musical. At the time of the release, many came out against how they handled the Uncle Remus character and how they depicted life on a plantation as something ideal. The film is nearly impossible to find now and banned from the Disney Plus streaming service. That shows you the impact of it, and the drama around Song of the South is still going on, as Disney will remove one of its last connections to it when they redesign their iconic theme park ride, Splash Mountain. Deep Throat, bringing pornography to the mainstream. Never before was the world of pornography bigger than the original release of Deep Throat. The Linda Lovelace-led film was a massive success, known for being one of the first adult films with a plot and production value. It crossed over to be a mainstream film and brought major spotlight to the industry like never before. Everyone from Martin Scorsese to Spiro Agnew admitted to seeing this film during its original run, making it one of the most popular films on this list as well. Sadly, the film has gained extra controversy sometime after the film, as the film star Linda Lovelace went on to say she was sexually assaulted while making the film. Faces of Death, showing real actual violence and gore. Faces of Death and its sequels are some of the most disgusting pieces of cinema ever put to celluloid. 1978's original film spawned a host of copycats and follow-ups, all trying to cash in on the fake documentary's shocking nature. Known for showing some extreme violence against human and animals, most of the videos included in this newsreel-style film were actually faked, though there is allegedly a real death included in the film, which was taken from old newsreel footage. Hyped up as banned in over 40 countries, the film and its filmmakers seem to enjoy the controversy around this film, though the viewers can't say the same. Cannibal Holocaust. Snuff film allegations. It's fairly common for a movie on this list to be investigated by somebody, if it's the authorities or the government, but none saw its director get arrested and accused of actually murdering its cast though. That's what happened to Cannibal Holocaust's director, as he was arrested shortly after the film's premiere for obscenity charges. Those soon turned into multiple counts of murder when rumors surfaced that the crew in his mockumentary were actually killed. Thankfully, no people were actually harmed during the film, though animals weren't so fortunate, but the film's legacy still lives on to this day. The found footage subgenre in horror would not be here without Cannibal Holocaust. Guinea Pig. Flower of Flesh and Blood, an FBI investigation. Much like the previously mentioned Cannibal Holocaust, the second film in Japan's Guinea Pig series is known for a criminal investigation and more bands than you could imagine. The violence against women in the Guinea Pig series upset many viewers, leading the film to being pulled from its home video release. It also doesn't help the film's reputation when a Japanese serial killer was allegedly inspired from what he saw happening in the film. That's not all, as American actor Charlie Sheen allegedly saw the movie once and turned it into the FBI as he believed it was an actual snuff film. Now that's controversy you cannot pay for these days. Kids, discussing HIV and drug use among minors. Director Larry Clark and writer Harmony Korine are known for some of the most shocking movies ever, depicting sex and drugs in incredibly frank manners. None of their films have as much controversy as their 1990 film epic, Kids. The movie follows a group of young kids in New York as they navigate their way around the streets and their sexualities, from allegedly real drug use in the film to the young actors being filmed in compromising situations. It's enough to make any viewer uncomfortable. Oh, and then you have the fact that HIV and AIDS is a plot point in a movie that features actual 12-year-olds. Oh yeah. Fahrenheit 9/11, fueling September 11th conspiracy theories. Not many modern documentaries have the power and influence of Fahrenheit 9/11. The Michael Moore directed piece came 3 years after the September 11th terror attacks and offered a whole new perspective to that tragedy. Fueled by his hate of then-President George Bush, Michael Moore held nothing back in this Palme d'Or winning documentary. The film helped turn a lot of heads and began to make people question everything that they've been told, though everyone wasn't happy with that fact. It's rare to see the Oscars just straight up boo somebody, but Michael Moore wasn't well received when he won Best Documentary that night, even for the most liberal crowd. The Interview. It led to the infamous Sony hack in 2014. A comedy movie like 2014's The Interview normally wouldn't get much flack. Sure, some people wouldn't love the politically incorrect jokes that normally you find in a Seth Rogen movie, but none of these types of comedies have ever sparked up a global incident. The Interview went all in on the leader of North Korea, leading to some major backlash in the States and even more so in the Asian country. The film's release allegedly led to the Sony Pictures hack in 2014, where a group named Guardians of Peace leaked private emails from the Sony staff. Yes, a lowbrow comedy featuring James Franco and Seth Rogen became a global hacking incident. That is power that most comedians do not have. What did you guys think of this list? What is the most controversial movie of all time for you? Share your thoughts in the comments down below. Make sure you subscribe to Flickering Myth because we make videos like this every single week, and give us a thumbs up if you did enjoy this video. Alright everyone, let's talk about controversial movies down below.